Hello, my name is Evan Reiser. I've been a product and technology entrepreneur for about 15 years, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Abnormal Security.
And Asheem, please introduce yourself.
I'm Asheem Chandna. I'm a partner at Greylock. I've been at Greylock for a couple of decades, working with innovators to help build the enterprise companies of the future. And I'm very proud to be a founding investor and board member at Abnormal Security. I've been around cybersecurity for over 2 decades now. Cyber's never been more complex than it is today, and it's also never been a higher priority item than it is today for most organizations. And the reality is, not just smaller companies, but even larger companies around the world are just completely unprepared. Just one little thing can go wrong, and the attackers in your network.
One of the challenges that customers and obviously IT organizations have more broadly is that there's just a lot of trust that humans put in the digital identities.
Right.
When I get an email from Asheem, I kind of just assume it's you behind the keyboard, right? At the same time, there's also going to be risks that some criminals will also use some of these new technologies to increase the sophistication of their attacks.
For most organizations, email is the number one collaboration application. Email is the lifeblood of most companies. Their business information lives in email. They deal with suppliers over email. And so protecting their email when email is now sitting in the cloud has become, a top priority for companies.
Email is the number one collaboration application, maybe the number one business application, right? That's true for many industries. Collaboration and communication is also starting to expand outside email, right? Email probably number one for a while.
Right.
We're starting to see much broader adoption of Microsoft Teams, of Slack. How is this going to affect, cybersecurity needs for customers in the future?
I would say, cyber has to kind of, follow those applications. And so as organizations, increase usage around email and other collaboration tools and applications, cyber needs to follow that and protect that. I would say every security team in the world really should be investing in these types of technologies. What that really does is, again, then the humans in those security teams, they can really focus their effort elsewhere.
I knew of you before I met you. And I know when we first met, I was really impressed with your market knowledge, your understanding kind of secular trends and some of the customer needs that were growing. You take a look at a lot of companies, right? You have limited time. You can only spend your time with so many people. What kind of set apart, Abnormal or me and Sanjay, right? Maybe from some other folks you've considered meeting.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to that very first meeting we had. I was just kind of blown away by, let's say, the chemistry between both of you, and because you both had a certain amount of work experience before you started Abnormal Security. Then, you had the intensity, the hunger, the commitment to work together, very good complementary team.
What I hear from customers that a lot of security operations teams are getting more and more overloaded, right, with more alerts, right? At some point, they just they don't have enough time and energy to go monitor anything. And what I hear from customers, what they really want is something that will basically just go figure it out for them, right? They want the autopilot version of the security tool.
That's right.
So I think that's kind of the vision that most security leaders want for their kind of product, because they really want to put their team on more effective things.
And so when I think of Abnormal Security, right, and what Abnormal is really doing is, bringing AI and machine learning into the environment, building baselines of what people do, and then thinking of zero trust around these cloud applications, really enabling intelligent trust.
And you said it well, it's how do you operate when you don't need the trust, right? Accounts or networks or devices.
Exactly.
How do you make sure your messaging between, your customers, your vendors, your employee is secure?
That's right.
I don't care if they're technically authenticated and authorized and it's technically okay. This is kind of messed up. What are they doing here? And that's exactly what our account compromise product does. What I appreciate about the way Abnormal operates, right, and also we operate as a board and as a partnership, is we're always trying to listen, learn, find out the best way we can go solve our customers' needs. And I think if we continue to do that, again and again, you play that cycle through thousands of times over multiple years, we will, I think, really live up to the ambition for what Abnormal can be and the great platform that customers expect.
This focus on customers also has, yielded an abnormally high score. If you look at Gartner peer ratings and the score that the company has, I think that's a great reflection of just the quality of work. Many companies say they're customer focused. Most companies lose their customer focus. But I've really seen, the way Evan, you and the rest of the team have really worked, to kind of bring leading edge technology and then bring that, to the customer use case and really, deliver very, very strong customer value. So if there's one piece of advice I would provide, it's actually just, keep that customer focus, and, good things will continue to happen. I think the word abnormal not only applies to the company's technology and their ability to kind of observe and then remediate abnormal behavior, but abnormal has also been abnormal in terms of its growth.
I'm really proud of just the customer, feedback we've gotten, but I think we've been successful there by working closely with our partners, listening, learning, optimizing, ultimately creating a great platform for them.
Abnormal Security has run an amazing journey to date, and what's just so exciting is we're barely getting started.